Hello, little theatrics. It's been quite a while, hasn't it? But I can happily say that I'm finished with my studies now for the year. Excuse me for a moment while I get dressed. People who watched my old videos will actually remember this hat. I found it yesterday at my parents' house, so the hat's making a comeback. Jack unlocked pants! Achievement unlocked! I'd also like to take the opportunity to say Happy Movember. I think I'm coming along quite nicely. Considering that we're about at the halfway point. Actually, for ages, I always wanted to do NaNoWriMo, but I never really had the urge to do it because I have all these ideas, but they never seem to get concretely done on paper, and concretely is not a word. Do you see what I'm saying? I have ideas, but they don't come out right. And while you can hardly compare growing a beard to writing a novel in a month, both are kind of an achievement for me. Because if you haven't noticed, me getting my ideas out into a video camera onto paper are as difficult as me growing a beard, because I got my puberties maybe in my late 16 years. You couldn't tell, could you? Puberties is also not a word. I'm keeping the flow going. You can't go anywhere without smelling like chocolate. Deodorant body spray. It had a sexy line here, but I can't even remember what it was called anymore. Let's walk. Here's a little piece of advice for you kids. If you want to take public transport, plan ahead. So today I'm going to see my agent. My agency is that. Yay! Yes, she was suitably impressed. I mean, why wouldn't you be? So I was asked recently,
Jack, we want to know what the first year of uni is like.
okay, if you insist. Now I should say this comes from my own personal experience of uni, and that therefore is reflected by my personal experience of high school, which kind of, you know, the first couple of weeks, just my brain kept screaming, run, man, run! This isn't the place for you! There are people, and there's a big group, and there's education happening, you're gonna get beaten up or something. So, I admit I was slightly paranoid at first. But this is my experience. First thing I will say is that uni is very different in its structure, in how you learn, and your study schedule in general. You're no longer in school, you no longer have 8 till 4 or 9 to 3 kind of regimen. You are expected to do stuff on your own. You're expected to do readings and do reflective journals in your own time, so it becomes a big part of your life when you don't do it. If you see work that needs to be done, do yourself a favor and actually do it. On the same note, I talk from personal experience, so I will also say, in times like that, energy drinks are your friend. Be prepared for ignorance. There are people that are going to be in your class that are not very interested in the subject at all, and that might frustrate you. Don't let it. There are people that don't care all over the world. You've got to get used to that and just do your work. Be active in participation. Lecturers love it when you actually go up and raise your hand and ask a question if you don't understand. You want to actively make a point about something in relation to what they're talking about. It's all good. Be open to new ideas. I will make the assumption here that every university has essays for you to do in some way, shape, or form. If this is the case for you, for the love of God, learn essay structure. But we live in a social networking world. Bitch privately. Basically, all you really need to know is that you should always be aware that you have a certain deadline to hand stuff in, and that you should always set some time aside to do some work so you don't end up like these two. Right, guys? More videos coming soon. This video is now done.